What's going on, beautiful people? We are back with another video. I know it's been a while since you last seen Yomo on the channel. In the meantime,
Yeah.
I've been doing some other stuff on it, so I hope y'all appreciate it. Hope y'all like it. And we're gonna go back to the reviews. But before we start, Yomo, what you gotta say to the people?
I just gotta say, it's 2022.
Okay.
We are officially more than halfway done with the year. So
Mmm.
all those New Year resolution goals that y'all talking about, I hope some of y'all still on it because this year's almost over. It's flying by.
Exactly.
So that's all I gotta say. I'm accomplishing my goals,
Mm-hmm.
day by day, month by month. Your boy made it. Or not
Exact.
yet, but we on our way.
You getting there, and so if you got that vision board, and you know, you not accomplishing those goals, just know that
Mm-hmm.
everything has a time limit, just
Mm-hmm.
like the video we're about to film right now. So as you can see on the screen, we got on Kaguya-sama, Love is War, season 3, ultra
Yep.
romantic. And honestly, the theme of this season is love has a time limit. Now think about that. Love has a time limit. So I guess, with this season, it starts off like pretty much all the other seasons, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the student council. They're in their second year of high school, and they're doing their daily duties, whether it's attending to students, messing around in the student council room, just like, the typical lovers war stuff. But this season gets a little bit deeper. So now we are going to go into a lot of major spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend that you go ahead and go watch the season and come back to this video, please. But um, first thing I want to talk about is, what did you think of this series' intro? Because Love is War always has great intro songs. Do you think that this one lived up to the other ones?
I actually like this intro. I thought it was just as good, to be honest.
Hmm.
I feel like they get the same. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they get the same artist for each one.
Okay.
Because like this, he has a very unique voice. So I did like the intro to it. It's always a banger when it comes to Love is War. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with that. It's always a good time, and I feel like with this season, they really up the animation style, and I don't know, I feel like
Mm-hmm.
the animation was like way more expressive than it usually is. They was really like swinging, like they started off swinging. So, let me ask you, like, what are some of your favorite moments of the season?
Well, this season,
Like
I
like
think one of my favorite. Oh,
hmm
go ahead.
Like before we get into the final arc of the season, like before we get
Yeah,
into the culture festival. Before that, what was some of your favorite moments?
I think my favorite moment was seeing. I really do like Ishigami,
Okay.
and like his character progression. And there was one I kind of forgot. This has been a minute since this last happened, but there was like a rumor going around that he used to like beat up this girl and everything.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But they further go into the backstory and found out that he actually didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I forgot the main story about it, but like it showed the character progression on that character, and I just really enjoyed that. Like it really hit. I was like, wow,
Yeah.
like my man is changing. And then also like just seeing how he's grown as a character, conquer some of his like fears and things like that. So that's what I
Mm-hmm.
like about so far about that season or about this season or Kaguya-sama as a whole.
Mm-hmm. Got you. I actually had like two favorite moments of the season. And I think they kind of go hand in hand. Because what's her name? Hayasaka and
Mm-hmm.
Shirogane, like like they've been like talking because they always have like their like various moments. And do you remember the episode where they were in the karaoke bar, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Miyuki brought up the point to Hayasaka that you should be your true self, and that expressing your true self is what makes you, like, good. And for Hayasaka, she's always playing like a different character. She's always trying to, like, be essentially different.
Mm-hmm.
and I think Miyuki kind of he kind of wanted to like to prove to her like like being yourself is really good, and that kind of leads into my favorite episode, which is the rapping episode. Now, do you remember the rapping episode?
I do remember that. Yeah, they do remember the rapping episode because it
Yeah,
was like him and
him and
yeah, it was
Fujiwara.
Fujiwara.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because with Kaguya-sama, right? Fujiwara always has to tell Miyuki like she always has to guide him. Like I think in the previous season it was like dancing. I think another
Mm-hmm.
season was like singing. So in this one it was actually rapping. So
Mm-hmm.
I thought this episode was like really nice and really interesting because like I don't have any of the bars written down, but like they actually have bars. Like, they was actually like spitting. I think Fujiwara has a couple like cusses because at first they were like really struggling,
Mm-hmm.
and then Miyuki was like, Fujiwara, just like rap what you feel about. And here's the thing, right? Here's the thing about freestyles, right? The thing is, for some reason, whenever people freestyle, people just get mad aggressive, right? So as soon as they
Yeah.
start freestyling, Fujiwara was like, "Hey, yo, man, I remember I can't quote it bar for bar, but she was like, hey, yo, Miyuki, man, you trash. You don't know what you're talking about, man. I always try to help you, but you a lame." And like she started spitting and stuff, and so that was good. And ultimately, like her goal was to learn how to rap to teach Miyuki, how to rap, so that he could, rap to Hayasaka about like being your true self. So that was like called interesting. Now, interestingly enough, I actually watched that episode twice, once
Mm-hmm.
subbed and once dubbed. And like, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. At first, I thought they were like gonna like have it like voiced over, or like have like the
Yeah.
Japanese voiceover in the dub, but they actually had like the dub actors actually rapping. So that was actually a real treat to see. I
Oh,
actually really
okay.
like that. Like they had
Okay.
like they had their own bars in there. I said, okay, okay.
Okay.
They
I
got the
like that.
spitting. So yeah, that was my like one of my favorite moments of the season. What about you?
Um, I do. I completely forgot all about that episode. Like, I really did enjoy that like rapping episode. There was that. I'm trying to think of what else I enjoyed about the season. I think just seeing how they finally decided, hey, let's just stop beating around the bush
Mm-hmm.
and like actually like propose to confess my crush not only to what's her name to Kaguya
Mm-hmm.
but to not Kaguya Shinomiya but
Mm-hmm.
to when Ishigami did it to that I forgot her name.
Subame
That's what
senpai.
it is,
Yeah,
Subame.
yeah,
When I saw that, I was like, whoa, my
mm-hmm.
man really like stepped up, like
Yeah,
this character progression on him is going crazy. And it's not something that's very random.
mm-hmm.
Like he's always like hinted on it. So just
Right,
seeing that like really made me enjoy the season a lot more.
right. And I think these both of these kind of arcs kind of go through this idea of love having a time limit, or the idea
Mm-hmm.
that there's a time limit to when you can do stuff. At some point you're gonna have to act, and for
Mm-hmm.
it was okay, like this is my senpai, I like her, and I guess she would like be graduating soon, right?
Yeah.
So for him, it was he always had it in his mind, but for him it was crazy because he actually confessed to her accidentally,
Yeah.
with the heart thing, because he didn't even know it. He was like, I'm just gonna give you this heart, whatever, because we're doing this festival. And you know that was really good to see, because what was her name, Ino or Lino, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, her Maki, those underclassmen were all like telling him to, like, you should really like go ahead and do it, go ahead and do it. And the first thing he does is he invites her to go to the haunted house. And then obviously, because like classmates are making out, that kind of messes up. But
Mm-hmm.
he goes through with it. And I think he was like really brave to go ahead and do that, because
Yeah. He was.
like I said, things were like ending soon.
Mm-hmm.
Any notes on that you got?
Um, Me personally kind of reminded me back of when I was in high school per se. Like you've
Mm-hmm.
always had that crush on that girl that you liked, but
Mm-hmm.
you never had the courage to say anything,
Right.
and you're waiting to like the last second to make a move or do something, hope, like,
Hope.
just kind of hope to see that,
Mm-hmm.
something works out. And I just kind of like that because it's something that I can like I can relate to in that kind of sense. Cause I used to do something like that back in high school,
Right.
So I was like, oh, okay, I like this. Was it realistic? Not really,
Okay.
but that's how
Yeah.
anime is when it comes to romance, like it's
Yeah.
not realistic, but I do enjoy it for what it was.
Yeah, same. It's not realistic, but back to that point, uh I remember in high school, having crushes and like, dang, bro. Getting to the point where like you never said anything. And you ever get that note like in the yearbook, you're like, oh man, I liked you at the end of the year. And you was like, yo, like,
Yeah, why
dang,
didn't you do
like he
anything?
said, why don't you do
Yeah,
anything? Or I should have said something, one of those.
yeah,
Like we've all had those, like, oh, like, why you tell me that the summer, bro? And they signing in yearbook with the hags, have a good summer. Like, bro, we could have had a good semester. So
yeah,
like, like having experiences like that, kind of kind of shaped who kind of how I progressed like throughout college. And like when you tell someone you like them, just like actually do it. Because I remember like with this one particular girl in college, I'm not gonna go into details, but I remember I told her how I felt. And I remember it got to a point where like obviously like we had a relation for a couple of years, but it got to a point where I remember she told me like, yeah, I didn't think he was gonna say anything. And I was just like, and like it could like we could have just like rocked this friends throughout the whole time. But um if you don't say something, then things, it's a missed opportunity. And that kind of
yeah,
gets to, like the second half of the culture festival with Miyuki and Shirogane. No, what's her name? Kaguya. Yeah, Miyuki and
yeah.
Kaguya, right?
Hmm.
Because, you know, Love is War, they have like this whole thing. Whoever confesses first loses. Is that like a Japanese thing? Have you heard that
I
before?
don't know, man. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I thought at one point you just got to drop it on both sides. Ultimately, the guys, 95% of the time, the guy's always going to make that move. The first move, at least confess,
You
is
think so?
what I think the guys always make that move when it comes to confessing. When it comes to shooting the shot, now I think girls do it, but they're not direct. Guys are always direct about it. Girls do
Mm,
the little slide, like, they do the look, they either do
the
the look,
yeah, they give you
they
hints,
like, yeah,
gestures.
like they drop hints, they drop signals, and it's up to the guy to pick up on it, while
Mm,
guys are like way more direct about it. So when it comes to like Shirogane or Miyuki, his standpoint, he was finally direct about it,
mm-hmm,
because he had no choice. Like, I'm leaving for school, so I had to make the move.
mm-hmm,
While Kaguya was more of like not as direct, just more indirect about it, and finally like opened up about it.
mm-hmm.
And you thought how it worked. Like when he finally confessed, she felt safe and confessed and gave him a kiss,
Right.
or not a kiss. She tongued him down basically. But
tongue,
yeah,
tongue them down.
that's what it was hinted at the end of the
That's
episode.
how
So
they described it for sure. But
yeah.
I thought she was gonna confess first, because usually like in these like Japanese, like this is like in the anime, in romance anime, usually they have the girl confessing first. But I guess Miyuki, he he made his whole plan, right?
Mhm.
Was it like he was like Joker, right? So like
Yeah.
Joker is like that character is not from Persona, right? It's referencing something else. That's kind of the
No,
idea I
he,
got
he
from it.
was he was doing Persona.
Is Joker from Persona?
Yeah, Persona 5.
Like I always thought that character was referencing something else, like Arsene, because they said his name was Arsene. So like
Arsene was also in Persona 5. Like
right,
Joker, his persona is Arsene.
right, but like Arsene is like a historical figure, is my point.
Oh,
Like
oh,
I
I guess
think
so.
Arsene I think it's actually I think it might have something to do with Sherlock Holmes. I might have to look that up actually. But
Yeah.
but yeah, he had like this whole masquerade, trying to throw people off with clues. And one of his biggest points was that he needs to find the right moment. So like with this plan, he had to basically throw off Fujiwara because he knew that she would like mess up the moment. So it was cool that he did that, and it was
Mm-hmm.
also cool that Kaguya actually picked up on it too. Like bro, like all this don't even mean nothing. She was like, you know what,
Yeah.
this is all BS. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's really just trying to like lure me out, and obviously she goes to Clock Tower, and he tells her, exactly like about his situation and stuff and how he likes her. Now I don't exactly 100% remember. So he said how he felt first. Is that what
He
happened?
did.
Okay,
He
he said
did.
okay, yeah, and then her response was obviously the kiss, whatever, and then or tongue down as you would say,
Yeah.
and I thought that was like a really nice moment because like I said, there's a time limit to everything. He was gonna go to Stanford, and he was like, she my day one. I really like her, and I want her to come with me. So that was kind of his confession, not necessarily a I like you, but please come with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and that's what I like because Kaguya thought she had a whole nother year to do it, and
No.
that man got accepted. So got a whole nother year.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's I think that's like the moral of the story when it comes to the show, at
Hmm.
least for that part, is more of that um you don't have time, like time is not like limitless. You have a limited time on a lot of things, especially when it comes to romance too. That person's not always going to have the same like feeling or give you that same attention forever.
Right.
There comes a certain point where they're going to get tired and just give up.
That's
So
true.
like you just got to you
Hmm.
know make a move. So
Gotta make a move. So, man, I thoroughly enjoyed the season, man. You think we could give it a rating? Because I got my ratings, but do
I
you
give
got a rating?
it I give it an eight.
You give it an interesting an
Eight,
eight,
8.5. It
eight
was
point
it
five.
was straight. It wasn't bad or anything. But
Mm-hmm.
again, like romance is not my biggest
Mm-hmm.
genre when it comes to shows. So it was good, don't get me wrong, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was like dang. But other people, say differently because it beat
Mm-hmm.
Full Metal Alchemist on the My Anime list. It's number
Yeah,
one.
it's number one.
So
I my score is actually a 10. My score is actually a
mm,
10 because I don't give tens often, but like the first two seasons I wasn't a big fan of because they were always doing like this back and forth thing, and it never seemed like it really had a plot or was really going anywhere. But like this
yeah,
season, like I feel like we kind of had that. It wasn't episodic. It was more so continuous. You know,
yeah,
like we are building up towards something at the end of the culture festival. So I really appreciated that, and obviously there's other characters that had their own struggles with Maki, Nagisa, and the boyfriend, and all the other stuff. But with the main characters, I really like what we saw, and I really appreciated it. And I think like
yeah.
it's a solid romance. I mean, definitely, probably like one of the best because they really kicked it up a season. Like the intro. I don't know if you watched the
Hmm.
the the ending song, but like the
Oh
animations on it was
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Like they was
They
really
even switched it up in one episode too.
hmm
So yeah,
they were really going crazy with it. So I have to give it a 10. So I mean, we should give it 8.5.
they give it 8.5.
8.5. So what is that? Like a 9.25 or something like that? Hold
Might be
on.
something like that. Yeah.
Let's see, 8.5 plus 10 over 2, 9.25. There we go.
Okay.
That's the official score. So you got any closing statements, man?
My closing statement is take risk. If there's that girl or guy that you like, take the risk.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot your shot. Be smooth with it. Be well, you don't have to be smooth. Well, yeah.
Be smooth with it. Not
Be
everybody can be
confident.
smooth.
Be confident. Like
Yeah.
that's the biggest thing. I done seen some crash and burns
Mm-hmm.
lately.
Right.
So yeah, be confident is all I gotta say. And yeah, if she's the one or he's the one, then yeah, they'll be the one. If
Yeah.
not, keep it moving.
Exactly. I'll just say, I'll quote my man Chris Move. Why not let it fly?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with that, man, if you made it to the end, thank you for watching the video. Follow us on our social medias. At Dcentos underscores. It's gonna be in the description, and you can follow my man Yomo. He's at StrawhatYomo. I think on everything. That's also in the description. So With
Mhm.
that, we are out. Peace.